dark Halloween night, the 14th of December. Very strange occurrences were happening throughout.
David, wait.
Yeah?
Quick question. When's Halloween?
Good question.
When's Halloween?
It has the number 10 in it in months, right?
I believe. Paula, do you know when Halloween is? I've been.
There's the month it's in starts with an O. I know that.
Ooh, the 25th is ringing a bell. No, that's Christmas.
Oh. Who's Christmas?
Wait. Isn't Halloween right after Christmas?
The 26th of June?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
Okay. I just
There we
wanted
go.
to double check. Anyway, were you just opening up with the podcast? Or were you I just walked in and you were just talking in the mic.
Yeah, I was trying to do the spook. No.
The spook.
The spook.
Not be spooky. The spook.
We don't scare away all our viewers.
Yeah, I mean, this is a PG kind of podcast.
I'm trying, you guys.
Come on. Alright, well, welcome everyone to the Triple Scream Studios podcast. I nearly got it wrong. And also season 3.
Yay.
We did it, guys. I haven't been taken down yet.
Lucky you.
Hooray! But yeah, so today I'm joined by David, who you may remember from Spaceballs and a couple other films, and we got a new guy.
Paulo, the bog dog.
Yep, we got. So for those who don't remember, I'm the ghost host, and we got Bog Dog. Who are you?
I am the headless, horseless. Wait, I don't have horses?
You're the head horseless man.
I'm just a headless man. Oh.
I'm so sorry.
I never had a horse.
How are you talking? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to bring up bad memories. I'm so sorry for your you never had one, so
I'll get over it.
it's okay. You're fine.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah. How did you get into horses? Like, what really inspired you to want a horse?
I mean, ever since a young age, there's always shows and they have horses and you know what? I think I prefer a Mustang. Yeah, let's just go with that.
Yeah, was it just the Kentucky Derby you were watching one day and you're like,
yeah.
the dream to ride a horse? Yeah, but for those who don't know, Paulo, we met and we really started talking in film, right?
Yeah, film.
Yeah. Yep. For people who may have watched The Pianist and the Dancer, he played a big part in helping make the story, but he was also the guy at the very end who's like, I'm the tour guy.
Yep, I'm the best tour guide around.
Best tour guide in town. Even though town isn't there. But, yep, today we're going to be continuing on with our horror film, horror in air quote, with The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. Have you guys seen this film before? Or a pair of films? Because this is our first double feature.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Never seen it. Never heard of it.
Oh, you didn't even hear about it?
Nope.
So I was just throwing a film on you going, we're doing this. All right.
And I was watching it and my mom was like, oh, this takes me back to when I was a kid. And I'm like, oh, this must be a decently aged film. Nothing too recent.
1949.
1949.
Wow.
Oh,
That thing is old.
I was thinking 60s, 70s.
No.
Whoa.
No,
that's
during
pretty sharp.
let me throw some fast facts at you. The this is the time during like World War II had just kind of ended a couple years ago. So needless to say, money was kind of running low. So what Disney was doing was they were releasing a bunch of like these parafilms kind of ideas. So like this was one of them. Fun and Fancy Free was another. Melody Time. There's like one other one that I can't remember. But animation like is expensive, so they were working on these two projects and they just put them together. So like the Ichabod story that we just saw, that should have been a full movie, but they couldn't afford it.
Oh, I see.
So they condensed it.
Yeah, pretty much. But David, have you seen or heard of this film before?
But of course, I don't have a head.
Oh yeah, excuse me.
I gravitate towards it, you see.
Nah. I was about to say, you're Bog Dog, so what does that mean?
It's I like dogs, and
And
bog
I totally
rhymes.
turned southern.
And bog rhymes with dog. It's that easy.
So, okay. Figured you were just like a
amazing.
talking dog or something. Alright, because as you guys can see, I am clearly a ghost. Or as you guys can kind of see. Ooh.
I am most certainly a talking dog.
Bork, bork.
Bork, bork, nom, nom. You got any biscuits?
Nom, nom. So yeah, let's let's just get into the film. I have seen this film before, so I kind of had like some leeway of what was happening, but I saw it when I was like 10, so this was a while ago. So it was released by RKO Radio Pictures, which I don't know if you guys remember. That's like King Kong kind of people.
Oh.
Yeah, so they were the people that went under. They released a lot of these early films. Dumbo, they were responsible for that. And it's also based off of 2 different books. The Wind in the Willows, which is a 1908 children's novel by author Kenneth Grahame. I have no idea how to pronounce that name. And then the second one is The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which is an 1820 short story, where Ichabod Crane only played like a small role in that. So essentially, Ichabod Crane is a story in a book in a movie, but only half of the movie. So it's like a lot of steps to get there.
My brain hurts. Oh wait, I don't have one. No one hurts.
No head, so no brain. Yeah. So it was directed by 3 people actually: Jack Kinney, Clyde Geronimi, and James Alger. Produced by Walt Disney. It only made, I say only, but for the time this was huge, $1.6 million at the box office worldwide. Only 68 minutes, so a little bit longer. But yeah, so for the first film, how it opens is by talking about the Wind in the Willows book and talking about J. Theodus Toad Esquire, who's like this very rich frog or
exquisite
toad. Indubitably. But yeah, the movie takes place in London, England, United Kingdom, from June 10th, 1908 to January 1st, 1909. So essentially like the last half of the year. And we're kind of starting to see like how Toad is acting. He's a really, how would you describe him? He's not insane, but he's more just like fascinated with every single thing.
Yeah, he expresses himself a lot. He has a lot of energy.
Kind of like, have you guys read The Great Gatsby?
I have not read The Great Gatsby.
Yeah, it's kind of like that in the sense that like he's always wanted to do something because he's rich, kind of idea. So, he's like in some of the opening things, they call them manias, not fads, but they're talking about like he's gone hunting and he's gone like river boating and all that, and then suddenly now he's fascinated with the horse and buggy system of the time, which is whoa,
mad transport.
Amazing.
I mean, it's a talking horse, so you gotta
I mean,
that. And we kind of keep going, and this is where one of the most popular songs from this like collection of movies comes in with "We're merrily, 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 merrily," something like that. I don't remember the rest. Just it's like this big build up, and then nothing.
Silence.
Nothing pops into my head. And then they find the car. So, Paolo, you want to take over? What happened when they found the car?
When they found the car, the Toad kind of just... He loses it. He starts... all he can think about is the car. He's imagining the sensation of just bump, 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 the engine, vroom, vroom, vroom. That's all he's thinking of. And his friends have to drag him back to his house, where he's still thinking about
As
the
he's
car.
still a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they call it Motor Mania, which, again, this is like Disney nerd here.
Yeah.
The year following this, in 1950, they released a goofy short called Motor Mania. I don't know if that was coincidental. I don't know if that was on purpose, but it's cool.
Someone knew.
Someone had to have. And we start meeting with different people. Mick Badger, who's essentially like an accountant. We have Ratty, the rat, who's like, to me, he just reminded me of like a very stuck up, almost Sherlock Holmes kind of level.
Yes,
just like, I'm better than you in every way. And then we got Molly. Nothing really to say about him.
He's a mole.
Pretty much, he just kind of, I think he's got like very few lines. He's just like, hi, and that's it.
Yeah.
Whole line.
Hi,
they call
roll
him
the
innocent,
credits.
and yeah, nothing really happens. So they go, okay, we gotta, it's actually McBadger sends a letter to Ratty and Molly going, I need you to borrow you guys for a second, real quick. We gotta talk about the new mania and how much he's kind of going nuts.
Yeah.
And something interesting is, do you guys remember, there's one part where a whole bunch of lawyers or people are like, pay us money, like, we sued you, and they're like banging on the door and all that.
I believe so. I remember
Yeah.
that.
That's cut from when it's put onto the television. That scene is cut.
Oh.
So instead of like him like going like, oh, go away, it just is suddenly you're introduced to McBadger going like, did I tell you? Oh, hey guys.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so keep going. You want to take over
Oh,
for
yeah,
a little
sure,
bit?
I'll take
I'm
over.
doing a lot of the
Yeah,
talking,
yeah, I
which
got
is
you,
why I
I
was like,
got
I kind
you.
of like want to open it up for you guys.
Yeah, after that, Toad sort of like, he breaks out of his house, quote unquote, steals a car, and gets arrested for it.
Yeah, so this was the part of the film that I remembered the most was the court scene, because I remember being a kid, I didn't like the court scene, because it was so... It's like, imagine this, you're in the 1940s, late 49, you just got out of World War II, and now suddenly your parents are like, we're gonna go watch. We know how much you've been wanting to see a Disney film. we're gonna go watch Mr. Toad in the court. Kind of idea. It's like, that seems very...
Just like the Bee Movie.
Yeah, wait a minute.
It's got lawyers and anthropomorphic animals. It's the best thing around.
Why is putting animals into a court system a thing? It didn't make sense for why it was like, okay, Toad's defending himself.
Yeah.
Fine. And it, like, I don't know how the British handle their court systems, but is it identical to how Americans?
Not really.
I don't think it is. So they go through the court system, and I really like this scene because it's like you really don't know what's going to happen. David, headless man with no horse. You can open your water bottle if you want.
You forgot the part about my head.
Well, you don't have a brain, so yeah, you would forget. Do you know where you are? But yeah, it's like this whole scene is kind of like the audience and Mr. Toad and everybody else really doesn't know who's innocent, who's in the right, who's in the wrong kind of idea. So, first of all, Toad brings up, or actually no, Paulo, you and I were on mock trial.
We were.
Yeah.
And Toad should not be defending himself.
No.
He quite certainly should not be his own lawyer. And
no, but the defense lawyer, or the prosecutor, the guy who's like
the hammer.
Yeah, the hammer. He's like, did you or did you not? It's like, that's badgering. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's full on
that's
badgering.
full on badgering.
There were a lot of objections during that court case.
I think my favorite was when he like hold the hand. I was like, thank you, no further questions. It's like, holy cow, they actually do that in the court.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were so many things in here that's like, I don't know how well this would work, but at the end, Toad goes like, ah, yes. That's a terrible Toad impression, but he's like, yep, I'm going to call up Mr. Winky.
Oh, yeah, the barman.
Bartender, best character.
Yeah.
He just reminded me of Bugs Bunny the entire time. Like, I like him. I don't like his character in here, but as a guy, we'd go play mini golf.
Oh, yeah.
He'd cheat, but, it'd be fine. I'd allow him to. And Winkley goes like, oh, I remember you trying to sell me a stolen car.
Yep.
And then they go like, oh, no. Like, one word, and they go, yep. Guilty. He's
Guilty.
gotta be.
Done. Simple.
Do you see that smile on Mr. Winky? He's gotta be telling the truth.
He's a barman. Everyone knows the barman always tells the truth.
Yeah, he's cleaning the area. He's trustworthy.
Of course.
So they arrest him and they go like, oh, you get 20 years in the Tower of London. Which, I'm going off the wiki page here. Apparently Tower of London, which, sorry for our British users or listeners, Her Majesty's Royal Palace and Fortress of the Tower of London.
Yes.
Is a historic castle on the north bank of the River Thames in central London. I'm assuming it's a jail?
It is a jail, but nowadays it's a museum. I've actually been there.
Oh, you have?
Yes, I have. They have some British military artifacts, and they have a section with some of the royal family's jewels. They have a crown there, and they have like a little moving belt. Like a people belt, the ones at the airport.
Yeah.
Oh.
They move you along it, and they don't allow any flash photography. It's like a pitch black room with just lights on the objects on display.
Wow, so it's like an art. So it's an art museum. So with relics like the crown, was that worn by?
I believe so. One of the royalty, I don't remember. It's been a
Yeah.
while. They have some cannons. Like they have a massive siege cannon outside. They have modern arms. They have a lot of things from just
Awesome.
British history.
Cool. See, I picked good guys for that.
Yeah.
Didn't even know about that until now. That's really cool. So did they have a statue of Mr. Toad outside letting them know, like, this was the place.
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Right.
the biggest thing there.
Right in front, right next to the crown.
Yep.
But yeah, so they throw him in jail. On Christmas Eve, they throw him in jail. How heartless.
That's rough.
Yeah, but Mr. Toad, he's a man of dignity. He breaks out with the help of we didn't even cover the horse.
Horse?
Cyril.
I don't even. It
Cyril
has an
Proudbottom, who is essentially just big horse that was carrying the buggy.
The carriage.
I didn't like him. I think that's why I forgot his character.
Fair enough. I don't.
He was too like. There's a lot of people that don't like Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins because of like his fake British accent. This guy was too much. He's like, "Hello, governor." No, you're not. You are not fooling anybody.
Hey, you were born in L.A. That's not a British accent.
Oh, what do you mean? No. So yeah, the horse comes in. He's like, "I'm your grandma. I'm gonna break you out." So they break him out, and then Toad, once again, with being the brilliant man he is, steals a train in order to escape. And he also discovers that Winky is the leader of the Weasel Gang, who have taken over Toad Hall. They have they said the will of
The deed.
the deed,
Yeah.
the deed of the house, and they have it, they own it, and it's because Mr. Toad traded the deed over for the car, supposedly.
Yep.
Do you think Mr. Toad actually traded for the car, or do you think that was also kind of made up?
That's a solid question. I mean, for a rich man like Toad, I don't think.
I think that
He's
he's
probably
a little
still-
bit too crazy.
I think he was under the influence of the mania, which he was like, yeah, car.
Vroom vroom.
Yeah. Vroom, vroom.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's all kind of up to interpretation of whose story you believe, because at the end of the day, it's never like bluntly said, this is what happened.
Yeah, it's not confirmed.
Yeah, so steals the train, the police also take a train, and they're firing away. This scene's just kind of fun, because I like Toad going, bang, bang, bang. And then he takes the ball and chain, throws it over the train into a river, and he's like, look at him go!
Oh wait, I can't breathe.
Which, this was weird for a Disney film. You saw him struggling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't like that.
They
but-
really dragged it out.
Yeah.
The struggling.
Yeah, it's like, is he dead yet? Can we go? Okay, he's dead now.
Yeah,
We're good.
I actually thought he died. I'm like, he'll probably live. And then when it cut over the house, I'm like, yeah, no. He dead.
He dead.
Yeah.
He's gone.
They just snapped them just like that.
But sure enough, he's not dead. And he comes back. We don't know how he got out. I just realized he's just there.
Plot.
Magic.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm here now. And they go like, oh, well, we gotta sneak you back into Toad Hall so we can get back to the estate. Well, actually, no. Rat tried to rat him out.
Yeah.
By going like, oh, we must turn you into the police. And I was just,
Stop right there, criminal scum.
yeah, you violated the law. Yeah, it's just McBadger. And he's chill. So they go back to the estate and they're trying to get back the deed. There's this big action scene kind of happening, but like I can't really talk about that scene in justice because it's just Disney. It's like that Disney cliche of just there's a whole bunch of running around,
Yeah,
like
knives
slapstick kind of idea. But at the question,
thrown. Yeah.
this is how my brain works. Is you guys have seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yes.
The weasels in that movie,
Ooh.
are those weasels the same as these weasels? Because they are drawn very similar.
I probably took inspiration. Maybe reused a few old sketches, modernized it a little.
Maybe. Yes, Headless Horseman.
I'm trying to think, but if I'm correct, this film came out before Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yep.
Okay.
That film came out in 90s, I believe.
Yeah, because they had CGI. So
Yeah, 1988 it came out, so nearly 40 years after this film came that film. So I wouldn't doubt that they would take inspiration from there.
Yeah, it's not too far of a gap.
No, it was just like very similar drawings kind of idea.
Yeah.
So film ends, New Year's Day, Toad's got his house, everyone's happy. Winky and the the Weasels have been arrested for like stealing the car, and
they're just gone.
They're
gone.
gone. They're
out
gone,
of the picture.
essentially. And they're like, all right, Mr. Toad has completely reformed. He's finally fine. Mm-hmm. And then we see and I'm just reading here, 1903 Wright Flyer, which is one of like the original planes from the Wright brothers.
The first one, in fact, that's the first plane.
The first one, yeah. And Toad is New Mania.
Yeah, New Mania.
A plane! And that's how the film really ends. So it's kind of more of a lighthearted film than the film we're going to talk about.
It's more of an adventure sort of thing.
It reminded me of just kind of like if you split it in half, like if you stopped right on the Christmas Day scene, this could easily be shown on television.
Short film.
Short film, yeah. It's just like something that's simple. So,
lol, he dies.
He did. So yeah, this is going to be a bit different because needs to say there's 2 films, so we're gonna do each individual film, right. So both of them, and then we're gonna do one as like the collection of like, do we think like that kind of video. So Paula, you haven't been on one of these, so what we do is we rate it out of 10, and the main idea isn't like 10 is your favorite film of all time. It's just like the quality of the film. So like, what is your favorite film? Do you have one?
My favorite film. Okay, I can't really think of like a distinct favorite.
Mamma Mia?
No,
Mamma Mia, here we go again.
One that I liked was Disney's one. It was one of their Atlantis movies, like The Lost City. I liked that movie from Disney.
Oh, okay. So yeah, if like that was like your number 10 in like best, then it could be. But it's kind of up to you. If you want like number 10 to be that, then go by all means do the rest. But 10 is just for us like quality.
Yeah, it's just like, it's a number. It's rated.
Yeah, so let's say out of 10...
Spooky ghosts.
There's no ghosts in this.
Toads then, I don't know.
Spooky ghosts.
Out of 10 cars.
Out of 10
out
cars.
of 10 red shiny cars.
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow.
I'm going to give it a 6.
A 6? How come?
I'm going to give it this because, okay, it's a concise plot, simple, easy to read, it entertains you, it does its job, there's no real obvious flaws that I can think of besides like the lawyer scene, and maybe the fight scene where they just get a bunch of knives thrown at them, but overall I think it was solid.
Alright, David? Or Headless Horse, sorry, cut the name!
It's fine,
sorry, that was past life. Okay, I know they're not going to understand this, but sorry for the weird cut. I accidentally unplugged the mic, but that's okay.
Jared's a genius.
I fixed it, so it's fine.
Technical god.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, David, I know we kind of just like showed you quick snippets of the film of just like, here it is, but that's because I wanted you to kind of focus more on the second film. But from what you saw, like quality-wise...
Yes. I believe I would give it about 4 shiny cars.
4 shiny cars? How come?
I mainly enjoyed the plot of it, and the little cartoony bits, and the lawyer scene. It's a lawyer scene. I sort of get bored.
The B movie did it better.
Yeah, but that's because the dude was running around like, oh.
Sure.
Yes.
Just like I remember.
That's an old English phrase, that one.
Going, oh! Yeah, I was going to give this a 5, just because I also gave The Haunted Mansion a 5, so I feel like that's unfair. But I felt like this film did, it for the time it had for 30 minutes, you're right, it told like a good story. The lawyer scene I felt like could have been improved a bit, but again, no kid's going to want to go like watch a lawyer scene.
Intense lawyer.
Law and Order.
Yeah, they don't want to see Toad go, objection! So, but it was like, it's a decent film. Is it a film that I would buy like alone? Probably not, unless it was like $2.
Not at all.
You wouldn't buy it at all?
I do not think I'd buy it at all.
Okay, if I gave it to you for like 50 cents.
50 cents, alright. That's like 30 minutes of entertainment. Watch it once, never watch it again. I guess it could be
That's
worth
2 quarters.
That's 2 quarters.
I'd just be more fascinated by probably the size of just the film, because it's going to be less space, so are you going to make it in like a smaller disc?
Do you remember like the laser discs, like those big giant disc things that were released in the 2000s? Okay, now take like a normal Blu-ray disc. Okay, now like a quarter of that. That's how big the disc is. I give that to you for a quarter. Would you buy it?
A disc the size of a quarter for a quarter.
Would you buy it?
It sounds like a great
I've got
deal.
2 in the closet right now.
Ooh, on top of that, I could use it like a frisbee.
I'm tiny frisbee, but that's like using a quarter for a frisbee. So yeah, average 5. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Kind of idea.
Alright.
Cool. So next one. Now we're getting into the horror. Now we're getting Halloween.
Spooky.
Very scary. Y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. So the second one is The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, or where the Adventures of Ichabod come from. And this was from a story, as mentioned before. And it says right here, as a short story, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow was originally published in the sketchbook with other stories, not as a single volume as pictured in the film. So the sketchbook, the sketchbook of Jeffrey Cran Gent is essentially 34 essay stories, 34 essays and short stories that were all kind of compiled into one. So just something different like that. So yeah, this time the story takes place in October of 1790. So this is during the Revolutionary War. And let me just back up real quick. Also for I know people right now, like the history majors and all that, are going like, the Revolutionary War. I'm like, it's close enough. Guys, I watched a bit of Hamilton. I know about the British. But D23, as I was doing research for this, explained that and I'm just reading straight from here, the horsemen may have fought for the British in the Revolutionary War. Although the Headless Horseman made his first appearance in Washington Irving's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, it was the 1917 U.S. edition that gave him his backstory as possibly a, quote, Hessian trooper whose head had been carried away by a cannonball in some nameless battle during the Revolutionary War. Now, the Hessian troopers, I'm probably butchering that name, but Hessian or Hessian trooper were people that fought for the British. So that could have been why Ichabod was like a bit scared,
utterly petrified. Yeah,
but no, I thought that was just some bit to think about.
Bit of trivia.
But yeah, so David or Headless Horseman, take it away.
Yes.
How's the story?
This is the good story.
Yeah, this is where you start talking.
Yeah, this is where I shine. Alright, so our story begins shown with Ichabod, who is this man's man.
Okay, let's pause there. Do you guys consider him a man's man? When you think quality man, like idol, is Ichabod Crane the guy?
I mean, he isn't a Chad, but he's still the guy.
He will steal your girl.
It's like those memes. It's like the guy she tells you not to worry about.
Yeah.
It's like Ichabod Crane.
It's definitely Ichabod.
Yeah, it's it's the smile when he's eating the food of just like, oh. But yeah, sorry. I don't find Ichabod Crane. He's got a long nose, long neck.
I mean, you can understand that, but the ladies just swarm over him.
I see why they call him Crane.
Yeah.
Long neck, pointy nose.
Reminds
me of a bird.
Also, every time I saw his long neck, all I could think of was like, shoot my neck. But
it's a twig. It's just a twig.
It's just a stick. I'm pretty sure it's just a stick painted.
Anyways, back on to the story.
So keep going.
Our story begins with this man walking into town, and everybody knows him.
By the way, the Sleepy Hollow it's supposed to be like Sleepy Hollow, New York.
I didn't even know it was a place.
Yeah, no, it's according to this, arrives in Sleepy Hollow, New York, a small village outside Tarrytown that is renowned for its ghostly hauntings.
Okay, Tarrytown. That sounds like a beautiful place, but like Sleepy Hollow, that sounds like a place I just don't want to be. I want to be in Tarrytown.
Tarrytown looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tarrytown sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's got the estate of John D. Rockefeller. Demographics. Let's look at these demographics. Population in 1880, 3,025.
Wow, that's really small.
Now in 2010, it's 11,000. Sleepy Hollow, New York is a real place.
Intriguing.
I didn't know that. is a village in the town of Mount Pleasant.
Ooh, that just sounds like a lie.
It's like, we got Terrytown, we got Mount Pleasant, we got Sleepy Hollow. It's like, I don't know about that one. I didn't know Sleepy Hollow was a real place.
The name just sounds cursed. On Mount Pleasant? That just sounds like a lie. I don't believe that.
It does. It's like...
It really isn't.
Huh, I didn't know that. So, yeah, Sleepy Hollow is a real place. Confirmed.
Right, yes.
Yep.
Alright, back to the story. The main part of the story is about Ichabod. He is a teacher in this town. He usually tries keeping good reputation with the kids and everybody, because he really likes food, so he jumps at the chance of getting a lot of food, too.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
But,
The man's man.
the man's man. But he's got his eyes on a particular lady, and he's been competing with another rather more burly man.
Brombones.
Brombones.
Now that's the guy who will steal your girl. But no, yeah. So Brambones is like this big kind of burly man. He reminded me kind of like a Paul Bunyan.
Yeah, Alex Dorsman.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's got like
especially
big...
with the raccoon hat.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah, and flannel. I'm like,
oh yeah,
this is him. But he's kind of like the guy in town kind of idea of like, you don't mess with him, you be friends with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I kind of want to, I'm kind of eyeing this girl. Everyone's eyeing this girl.
Yeah.
There's not a single guy in this town who's not looking at this girl going, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's the one. Just everyone's falling in love. I'm trying to get a name of the whole idea. Katrina Van Tessel.
Van Tessel.
Von Tessel.
Von Tessel.
Yeah,
I sort of butchered that.
Van Tassel.
Fantastic.
But yeah, she's just kind of like this girl.
She's a lady.
She's a lady. Another fun fact that I got: the animators were lazy.
Oh.
Not Bing Crosby. I know you guys haven't seen it, but in Pesco's Bill, which was a short film, there's a character called Slewfoot Sue. And I'm going to pull up a character. I'm going to pull her up now. Slewfoot Sue Disney. If I look that up, she is almost identical to the same
you're
girl.
right.
Yeah, here's her on a catfish.
On a catfish?
No reason. But no, it's like same eyes, same neck, all like same everything kind of idea. And I'm just reading here. In fact, animators used the model of Grace Martin from the Martins and the Coys sequence of Make Mine music for Katrina, and both bore a resemblance to Slewfoot Sue and Pesco Bill. It was largely animated by Frank Thomas, who's one of like the Disney legends of animation.
Yeah.
Here he is, the guy with the stick.
Yep.
But it was just interesting. I'm like, she looks familiar. So yeah, you were saying he was just like
So
man.
our main protag, he has his eyes on Katrina.
Mm-hmm.
However, everybody else does. But when
Brombones,
Trombone Brombone.
He sounds like if Phil Swift wasn't his name. Hi, Brombones here with another
God.
second time. This is 2 podcasts in a row where I've mentioned Flex Tape. I'm not.
I mean,
that's
it's
a
just
pattern.
so good.
It's Flex Seal, guys. But
Yeah,
sorry.
Brombone comes in because he's also interested in Katrina, and then all the other people back off, except for our guy,
Ichabod. Undeterred.
Yeah, undeterred by this buff dude.
Yeah.
He still tries to impress her, and he still does pull it off, actually.
Yeah, he does.
In a comical way too, because Brom's just trying to like compete against him the entire time, but Ichabod's just casually going through with it, and
yeah.
he gets away with it too. He almost gets socked in the face, but no, he's professional.
Yep, Bronson tries to be a brute, but Ichabod's kind of really graceful, swift, kind of just slides through.
Yeah, he's got to have like those like glasses that make you see higher because his face is always in a book and he knows what to do. But No, yeah, he's throughout this like probably 15 minutes opening, it's just him avoiding everything bad that could happen, which makes me wonder about his past life. Because like, how do you get to the point where you understand everything that's going to happen to you? Like, could you imagine walking down the hallway and you're like, I'm just walking down the hall, someone opens a door really quickly and you just evade it. That's almost like in Ratatouille when they're like, quick, get the rat, and then they move him. But no, he's very, very slick. He knows exactly what he's doing.
So everything's going really well for Ichabod. He's even invited to dance personally by Katrina. But this is the part where stuff starts going a little bit off because.
Yeah.
Sorry there.
No, you're good.
My brain sort of shut off for a moment.
I can kind of take over. So, it's during this time where, like, Ichabod's really starting to catch feelings for Katrina, but Katrina's kind of already dating Brom. It's never, like, officially say, like, they are dating. It's more of just an idea of, okay, well, prettiest girl, prettiest guy, they're dating. Yeah. Cool. Just like high school. But... so they kind of, there's like these quick little slapstick things again, where it's like, there's these just quick humor that, again, if we try to talk about it here, it wouldn't make sense. But essentially they keep going back and forth. This is saying, and I'm just reading straight from here, unbeknownst to both men, Katrina is only using Ichabod to make Brom jealous and force him to try harder for her affections. Did you catch any hints of that?
Yeah.
I felt like that was a thing you could see because whenever Brom came in and took Katrina away, even for like a little bit, you could see that like she wasn't really trying or anything. She was sort of just like egging Ichabod on.
Yeah, like come get me. Come on. I think the narrator mentioned at one point.
Probably.
That I heard something like
that's actually,
she likes competition.
That's Bing Crosby.
Ben Crosby?
Yeah, okay. He's the guy that goes, for there's no place like home for
alright.
The same guy. I think. But, yeah, so there's like these quick little things going back and forth. But eventually, we get invited, well, we don't, but they do. Yeah, it is him. To a just a little party, a little get together on Halloween.
Yep.
On what did we say, June 26th?
Yes.
Yeah. Of course, we know Halloween.
Summer Halloween.
Summer Halloween.
Wasn't that an episode in Gravity Falls?
It might have been.
Summerween.
Summerween. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
The Summerween trickster. That would be a fun one to do.
Halloween in June instead of Christmas
Halloween
in July.
in every month.
Yeah.
Free candy every month.
I just remember the line of, I've been traumatized. So yeah, they're at the party, and they're dancing back and forth, and this is when Bones discovers that Ichabod he's very superstitious.
Yeah.
Because, for those who don't know, he spilled salt, so he took salt and he threw it over his left shoulder, which is supposed to get rid of the bad luck. So he gets an idea. Bones gets an idea, and he's like, I got the perfect thing. Mm-hmm. And he goes into a full song, and I'm reading these lyrics, and they sound, because it's like a really jazzy kind of song.
Yeah, it is.
It's not scary, but then you read these, and it's like, this could have been a more scary song.
He even pulled out this huge knife, too.
The size of his head! It was like from his shoulder to the top.
Why? He's just swinging it around and stuff.
Yeah, like, what's going on? So I'm not saying this because I don't remember the beat at all, but it's like, when the spooks have a midnight jamboree, they break it up with fiendish glee. Ghosts are bad, but the one that's cursed is the Headless Horseman. He's the worst. Ooh. When he goes a-jogging across the land, holding a noggin in his hand, demons take one look and groan, and hit the road for parts unknown. And there's no wraith like a spook that's spurned. They don't like him, and he's real burned. He swears to the longest day he's dead, he'll show them that he can get ahead. Not a head, but a head.
Yeah.
And if you made this darker, I feel like I would have liked this better. Like, really scare him. And even the ending is, so after dark, you kids be good. Stay at home the way you should, because right outside and waiting there is the Headless Horseman. Beware. I'm getting out of here. That's the only line I remember from it. But it's like if that song was scarier,
Ooh.
that would have been so cool. If they make a remake of this and it's a full length, I want this song to be terrifying.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be cool.
That'd make it much better.
But
Sounds
even
great.
if it didn't terrify the audience, it freaked out Ichabod.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Certainly.
You're sweating buckets.
He's throwing buckets. I'm like, holy cow, is he... Could you imagine him listening to like Nat Cole King of like, Unforgettable? He's like, oh, jeez.
The shivers.
The shivers. So he's like, okay. And the rules are that the Headless Horseman, he's going to get you when you go through the bog.
Yeah.
But if you make it across the bridge, you're fine, you're safe. The Headless Horseman's powers, whatever those are, stop. What do you think he meant by powers?
I suppose just since he's a spirit, like a cursed spirit, that would likely mean that he has his powers or he's restricted to a certain area, likely, with his powers.
True, so like he's only in the bog kind of idea?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't get out of it.
Like
He
a
can't
haunted house.
hurt anyone
Yeah.
out of it, which is questionable considering he can throw pumpkins.
Yeah. Where do
So-
you get the pumpkin?
Mm.
Jacket.
Oh.
He's just...
Well,
I got plenty more where that
Yeah.
came from.
I suppose there's a void in his head for a reason. He kind of just reaches in, pulls one out.
Oh, that's true. When he looked in, it's just a burning pumpkin.
Yeah.
He's ready. But so Ichabod's just slowly going, and I made a comment on this, but the horse looks half dead.
Yeah.
He's like slouched over, just going. And he's whistling. There's like a whole bunch of creepy noises going on. It really reminded me of Snow White when like she's going through the forest. Have you guys seen those freeze frames from Snow White?
I do not think I have. You're gonna have
Oh.
to show me those.
Yeah, for anyone at home, the freeze frames from Snow White. Here they are. So when she's scared.
Oh, I've seen one.
yeah,
of
those
these.
are
Oh my
the
God.
frames, and I'm like, oh no, this is
That's-
the one that started it all.
That's really freaky.
Yeah, it's like that. But that scene of like her going, oh, trees. That's all that.
Oh
reminded
no,
me.
nature!
But then quickly the film and the entire collection really takes a turn. We start getting like real eerie. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the cloud that's going over the moon kind of looked like a hand.
Hands,
Those
Yeah, I
two
thought that
hands
was
like
cool.
reaching to sort of just
Constrict.
grab the
Yeah.
moon. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that was really cool because I wonder how many like this is like my brain kind of working. I wonder how many like adults notice that and how like kids look at clouds all the time and they're like,
Yeah.
this is really cool. But like I wonder how many adults didn't catch that
Hmm.
because they're like, "Ooh, it's just a cloud. But kids are like, ah, hand,
Two
Um,
hands.
3 hands. Oh no, that's just the moon. But yeah, it quickly turns, and then suddenly this is where, from seemingly out of nowhere, the Headless Horseman just kind of, here I am,
Rolls up.
rolls up, here I am.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's what it sounds like. It's a black horse, black gear, purple cape kind of idea, or red cape. Big trumpet noise to kind of go like, this is him.
I've arrived.
I've arrived. And they go with it.
Yeah.
More slapstick ensues. They keep going, and then Ichabod's heading for the bridge. But nope, the horse is stupid and half dead, and he turns around.
Yep.
And they start going, so they quickly turn back around. They cross the bridge, and he's like,
And then
I'm
he
sick.
turns around.
he did the one thing you don't do in a horror film. He turned around.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
Domed.
Jack-o'-lantern starts going right at him, hits him in the face, presumably, and then that's where our film really ends. Because after that, we don't know what happens.
Yeah. It sort of just keeps on going on with a sort of narration about the tale. Nobody ever saw him again. But they speculated that he still lived on. He just found a different life.
Yeah, it was supposed to be that like Ichabod married into like a wealthy widow in far away from there. But a lot of people are still like, nah.
No, he's
Dude's
dead.
dead. I don't know what you're talking about. And then just like that, we go back into the fun jazz of like now some speculate that he's still alive, but others speculate that he's dead in the ground by the headless
But
horseman.
the true question is, what happened to the horse?
Dead. I bet you.
He's gotta be.
Okay, did you
And
see
then there's
that
fun
horse?
music, and then
Alright.
the end.
Horse could barely walk. He looked like bones. After a sprint like that, he's burned so much energy. I don't know if he'd make it, to be honest.
Was that horse like a Mustang? I don't know horses.
I don't know horses.
I
at
look
all.
more like a mule. Honestly.
I don't know if it was a mule. I'm looking it up right now, trying to find out like what type of horse was it. No, yeah, because it's like that's not.
Oh, you mean the horseman's horse?
Yeah, Ichabod Crane is probably a mule kind of idea, but this is like Disney type of horse.
Oh yes.
Not images. The Headless Horseman. Let's go to the official Disney Wiki fandom. Reliable. Video games. He was in one Disney Sorcerer's Arena, available now on iOS and Android. Cat that looked like king. Blah blah blah. What type of horse was he? What was he? I can't figure.
I'm gonna assume just a Mustang or some racing horse.
Yeah, probably. Here's a bit. You guys ever see the House of Mouse?
The House of Mouse?
Yeah, it was where they showed a bunch of old Disney cartoons later, but this was their Disney special, I guess, and it's his Headless Horseman with his snowman on his head. There he is. One thing that's interesting, there's a lot of depictions show the Headless Horseman with the pumpkin on his head, or where his head should be.
Yeah.
It's never there in the film. He never once has that.
I mean, the closest thing he did is like when he first appeared, he was holding the pumpkin on his hand.
Right.
But he never actually did have it directly on his head.
Yeah.
I think it's just up to interpretation. I think he can have it on his head when he wants to throw his head at whoever appears. I guess that's his choice too.
And something interesting is we have Bing Crosby, who plays Ichabod Crane, Brom Bones, and the narrator.
Oh.
We have Pinto Colvig as Ichabod Crane's Screaming, and then Clarence Nash as Ichabod's horse. That's a pretty good horse.
Yeah.
Because I've thought for a while that was I thought he was still alive. No. He died in February 20th, 1985.
Oh.
Oh, he was that's why his name was familiar. He was the voice of Donald Duck.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, his name. Who are you? And then in 1993, he was a Disney legend.
Yeah.
So became an actor.
Okay, but like imagine getting paid to make horse sounds. Like that's the life. You don't need them to say anything.
Have you seen like how they do it?
I have not seen how
they put carrots in their mouth. I'm not making this up. They put carrots in their mouth,
What?
and then they like it's something. No, that might be how are horse sounds made in film? Yeah. It was from. There was a video from Insider. They're called Foley artists.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like the people that make like the sounds and everything. Cool, a fisherman ad. But it's something like they like use like I don't know how they do the neighs. That I'm still kind of impressed with because that seems pretty impressive. But okay, yeah, we get it. They're Foley artists. Where's the horse? We're just speculating what the horse is, but yeah, like you can see here, they're using like cups and coffee cups to use for like the stomping of the feet kind of idea. Here it is. So like those are noodles.
Oh,
uncooked.
Ew.
Well, that's just that. And see, like
corn dog.
That's a carrot.
Oh, that's a carrot. I saw the edge of it, so I was like, "Is that a corn dog?"
Yeah, like I can probably play like a quick little. Oh no, I can't because I'm recording. But no, it's just like it's just fascinating to see that kind of stuff.
They use a bunch of things just to make different noises.
So, what do you guys think is like the true ending? No, we're not thinking here. What is the true ending?
The true ending.
The end, because I'll let you guys talk first because I got my own.
I want to hear what David says first because I got mine.
If Ichabod is gone and we haven't seen the Headless Horseman again, and he was seeking a head, maybe he has his head. So, therefore, maybe Ichabod may be alive, but it's not him. It's the horseman.
Body swap.
All right.
Interesting.
Paula?
My personal thoughts are...
Sorry, Bog Dog?
Bog Dog, yeah.
Bog Dog.
What was his name? Bronson, big burly dude. Yeah, I feel like he noticed
Brom
Ichabod.
bones.
Yeah,
Big burly dude.
I
Yeah.
think he kind of noticed Ichabod's superstition and was like, "Oh yeah, I got this man on the ropes. I'm gonna grab my quick horse. I'm gonna dress up. I'm gonna take my knife, and I'm gonna scare him." That's what I think happened. I think
Okay.
Ichabod was just so terrified. He's like, "Nah, screw the girl. I'm never coming back here."
Yeah. Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm on the same page. I kind of think that he did die. But yeah, you stole it. But it was, I felt like Brom had to have been the Headless Horseman. As for like him looking inside, my guess is that it's probably like he just took like something black and like put it
Yeah.
over his head. So
Maybe
that
he
it
did
was
see
fine.
Bromwick.
Yeah, like maybe, and he's like, "Oh no, get out of there!" But yeah, I feel like he had to have died. There's something about that kind of idea. Actually, don't we see? Wait a minute. In the beginning, we see that Brom Bones has a horse.
He does have a very nice horse,
And it's black.
so it's possible.
It's not unlikely that Brom Bones was him.
And if you
And probably a bunch of people are already going like, "It was Brom Bones the whole time." But like
the
this,
knife too. Look at
Oh,
it.
that too.
even look. Okay, here's a good
Yeah.
frame. So here's the Headless Horseman when he first appears,
Mhm.
like that. It's almost like the same. Even though he's scared here, he's still doing like the same
Yeah.
style, and that could be said for like any horse, but that's pretty spot on.
Oh.
Yeah, neat. So I guess we cracked the code. He's dead. He did.
He's just dead.
Yeah. So out of 10, let's say 10 horseshoes, 10 flaming pumpkins.
Oh yeah,
Flaming
that's way
pumpkins,
better.
yes.
Yeah. Never forget the
Infinitely
horseshoes.
better.
What would you guys give this one in comparison?
I would say I would probably give it 6 flaming pumpkins out
6
of 10.
flaming pumpkins. Okay.
I sort of enjoyed how they portrayed everything, how they sort of built up Ichabod and Brombone,
Rombo.
as well as just the chase scene and everything. I felt like that was pretty well built up. As for the ending, I felt it was a bit abrupt, but it was pretty good in which how it sort of left it open-ended for you to think, what really happened?
That's, yeah, I like that. Follow?
I think I'm gonna give it like a 5.
5, okay.
Yeah, I say a 5 because
What did you give
like,
Mr. Toad? Also a 5? No, you gave that
I
a
give
6.
I give it a 6. Like I just didn't like this one as much. I feel like for like the first half, there wasn't really much interesting going on. And I find the best part of it, which kind of bumps me up from like a 4 to a 5, was just the entire end sequence at the dance and the horse chase.
Yeah. I'm going way out here because I know that we've been giving like 4s and 5s. I'm going to give this one a 6.5.
Ooh.
And
Ooh.
only reason that it's a half is because, yeah, the ending was way too abrupt, but I still liked it, but not enough to bump it up for full point.
Yeah.
So it's, this was a film that I saw once, but watching it again, it's like, oh, this is like really cool to kind of see, like, it's still got a laugh out of me kind of idea. So if any film that gets a laugh out of me, already a 5. But no, of the two, would you guys say that one was better than the other? Because like for me personally, this one I felt had more, for lack of a better word, character and like emotion to it than
It
Toad.
did. There was more plot.
I felt like they definitely, although the beginning was a little bit slow, they definitely used it to build up Ichabod a lot more, so you understand him a lot more as well, and how he lives,
Who
Yeah.
he be?
who he be.
Yeah. Right now I'm trying to see if like we're on the same page with Rotten Tomatoes.
I wonder what they're gonna say.
I don't
I'm
know.
really curious.
All right.
I'm really curious to see what they're gonna say.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up, but they are breaking. No.
What?
This Disney twofer may not be the most reverent literary adaptation, but it's remarkably crafted and emotionally resonant. Okay, they gave it a 94.
I don't.
94.
That's big.
Is-
That's a lot.
Yeah.
These critics or audience score?
The audience score, they gave it a shoot, I just lost it.
It's like a 70. I saw like a
71.
71.
Oh, okay.
That's respectable.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Okay, well that's for both of them, not
Mhm.
just one. So as together as a collection, what would you guys give it? Out of 10 would what? Let's
As
say
as a whole. I'm thinking.
Out of 10 movie discs.
Yeah, out of 10 Disney paint sticks, brushes, paint sticks.
Yes.
I meant what I said.
Liquid color.
Liquid color. Out of 10 liquid paint, how much would you give?
Liquid
How much would
paint? Wait, there's solid paint?
Watercolor. Just blew your mind. What would you guys give this as like a collection?
As a collection, I'd just straight up give it a 5 again.
Just about to say you 5 and 6, 5.
They both round each other out. One's a little more adventure focused, the other's a little more story driven.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they seem to mesh together a little well. Maybe that's just because they're, meshed together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sort of agree with Paulo in which they mesh quite well. So, I think I'd give it 7.
7.
Just because they sort of complement each other. They have like 2 different feels to them, and watching them back to back, it's nice.
Mm-hmm. I was also going to go with a 7 because mainly because it was just like, yeah, they both work together. One doesn't overpower the other, because when we ended the film, it was like you understood both stories. It's not like I'm trying to think of like a film that had like multiple stories with it, but like there's plenty of films that have like too many things going on that it kind of becomes confusing as to like what's happening. Have either of you guys seen The Haunted Mansion?
Is that the one with the house that eats people?
That's Monster House.
Okay.
That would be a good one to do on a podcast.
I think that movie still scared me.
That movie still
I remember
terrifies me.
seeing it and I'm like, a house that eats people? This is dumb.
This is stupid.
I don't want to see a house eat people. That's what I remember from like years ago.
All I remember is like the underneath the carpet, the huge like grinder thing.
Oh god.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it's like all green and
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't like that, but no, it was like both are like standalone. I felt like if they were separate, it wouldn't do as well because both have like similar tones, which isn't a mistake that's coincidental. Originally, I believe it was supposed to be called Two Fabulous Fellows or something along that. I'm not kidding.
Fellows.
It was supposed to be called something like that. I've looked up so much. Bing Crosby Christmas. Here it is. Yeah, it was supposed to be called featurette. Yeah. The package was initially titled Two Fabulous Characters, but was later altered to The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Crane. So it's supposed to be Two Fabulous Characters. I think the idea why they changed it was because the characters are prone to danger, which makes sense. So they're like, we don't know if we want to call them fabulous characters, because that would be promoting the wrong thing. But yeah, overall, that does it for Mr. Ichabod and Mr. Toad. So, Headless Horseman / David, I'd like to thank you for coming. Paulo, Bogfog. Is your only character that you just... Bog Dog. Is your character only that you like... You like dogs in the bog?
I like dogs, and you know what rhymes with dog?
Fog. Fog dog. You could have been a
bog,
ghost dog.
Okay, but bog. That's a swamp.
Oh, you could have
It
been
got
a foggy
gators.
dog.
It's marshy. You step in the murky water and like a squid grabs you or something. I don't know.
All right. Well, all right. So, how about what we'll do for this one, because we haven't done it yet since we opened up with like the opening. How do like all horror films kind of end? They always end with like their most evil laugh. So let's just go around, get one evil laugh, and we'll call it a day.
Man, I haven't done that in like forever.
All right, give us a good one. Give us a good one to end this night
Oh
out.
gosh.
Man, if I heard that in the middle of the night, I'm not kidding you, I'd be terrified. Just like, David, is that you?
Alright, I'm gonna try to do like a maniacal giggling sort of thing.
Ooh, that was a good one, actually. that was it. No, that can't. All right, David, take it away. So far, Paul, you're in the lead. I'm in last place. See if you can get first or second. I claim third. See, that's the trick. People would think that's like a squeaky wheel or something,
Yeah.
but in actuality, it's a headless horseman. Alright, so...
I can't laugh for the life of me. Oh no.
Well, we'll end it here. Maybe you guys can try to do your own maniacal laugh. Here, we'll listen right now. Alright, do your best maniacal laugh. Very good.
That
Good
was
job.
spicy.
That was
I like that
spot
one.
on. That was good. Good job. Round of applause from us. And until next time, we'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.